We're going to start with a round 11. We said that we were going to watch pretty much all the round 11s that come through from here on out. So we've got the absolute collapse.
Oh, I mean, this is as bad as
of
it gets,
Vegas.
ladies and gentlemen. If you're Vegas, you are in the race with Rocker to qualify for champs. Florida, unfortunately, don't really have a chance to make champs. So at this point, they're just playing spoiler.
And they played a big-time spoiler. Right here, Vickle, he was just going off this map, finding kills left and right. He gets the cruise missile, forces everyone on Vegas inside. They get all of this information, and look at that. I love it. Right as that cruise missile hits, look at all that smoke. Vegas is tweaking right now. Bombs going down instantly. No time wasted there, Zen.
Yeah, I mean, it was a 5-2 lead. I mean, there's nothing. First and foremost, you have to tip the play from Florida to mount that comeback and win 4 rounds straight. But it's more so a blunder from Vegas. I mean, you're up 5-2, especially in a match that is so impactful to the rest of your year. It's a must-win, and there's no excuses. And I'm not saying they're making excuses, but it's an unacceptable collapse, an unacceptable throw, and Florida capitalize. And
they get hype out there.
I mean, they're playing for their careers at this point. I mean, they're playing for the longevity. They can't make champs, but all these guys are trying to prove to everybody what they can do for a pro team.
Yeah, just a huge match from Florida. Obviously, again, like Zinni said, doesn't really do much besides fuck over Vegas and gets them a win. And Vickle, looks good in that search and destroy. Next up, we've got a little bit of an interesting spawn. Again, we're going to be skipping some clips because of how long the interview ran. I thought this spawn was interesting, Zin. Let me know what you think about it. So we're on P5 Hill. It just pops.
Yeah.
Look at the spawns. They're all normal. Boom. Look at where number 5 spawns.
Yeah, so
what the fuck is it one? Is it one pre-aiming that?
I think one pre-aiming dub arch, and also I think number 3, you have a better view than I do. Is he outside of the freezer doors?
3 is
he's not in freezer.
He's out. He's literally in the doorway. It looks like he's like in freezer doorway.
That's probably the line. You probably have to be hard blocking kitchen. This.
You think that's the line?
It's kind of crazy, and I get it.
I'm gonna play the clip out because
it doesn't look that insane to me. Like I get it. I don't agree with it, but I get it if that makes sense. Like it shouldn't have happened, but I understand why it did. I think.
I just thought it was interesting. Obviously, we don't really talk about spawns too much, but then another one happens. Look at that one.
Yeah, right
Boom.
Here.
Look at that.
Number 3, I think, is looking like towards the chandelier.
It happens twice on one hill.
But right now they have no one blocking kitchen.
It's fair, but 2's still backed up. He's like back pool.
Yeah, but I don't think that
6
blocks
gets
it.
that spawn out, 36 seconds, and then 1 spawns behind him. Look at this. It's musical chairs.
Now it's a clusterfuck.
That's what I'm trying to say, Zin.
Jesus.
It's musical fucking chairs here.
I'm trying to act all intellectual, but holy fuck, the spawns suck! Sorry.
But yeah, just an absolute shit show of spawns here. I wanted to point that out because while we were watching, I thought that was just bizarre. What an insane sequence.
Yeah, it's
obviously FaZe ends up leveling out here, and they get broken, but they still hold on to this kitchen rotation for P6. So I just thought that was interesting. I thought those spawns were all over the damn place, and Thieves end up pushing back through, and I think they end up getting that kitchen spawn. So I thought those spawns were just bizarre. So I wanted to watch that. Next, we've got the same map. It's the end of the game. Just an absolute grade A bang out. We've got to watch these, ladies and gentlemen.
Grade A, bang out, Thieves FaZe.
Just a grade A. Map number 1, 2 teams in the winner's semifinals going at it. It comes down to the Diner Hill, and it's just pandemonium. You see people dropping left and right. Thieves double break through rugs. Abizi with the big one, and it's just chaos. Right here, you're not thinking as a player. It's comms are flying. People are diving across your screen.
Snakes are in. I mean, at this point, you're throwing your tacks. The whole lobby is blacked out right now. Just so we're all on the same page. Like no one, like it is so fast paced and it's so the adrenaline rush is so severe.
They don't know what's going on.
The entire lobby could have drank a whole bottle of fucking Tito's. I mean, it is.
I mean,
not blacked out.
Not to that extent. I think that they're a little bit more well-minded than if they drank a whole bottle of Tito's in. But you see, FaZe break back in here, and Thieves. Last-ditch effort here. This is whenever things are just getting hectic. I mean, Abizi goes big. FaZe close out the map.
FaZe cuts up on the fights. Diner,
but they don't win the series. They lose 3 straight after that. I just thought that was a grade A bang out. Just back and forth trades.
It's weird because you would have thought that Thieves would win map 1 hardpoint and then FaZe would win map 2 search. Like, I think we're getting to the point where
teams can beat anybody in anything.
I just think when you're so dominant in a game mode for so long, eventually teams are going to catch up. Like, they have so much VOD. So you're forced to start switching things up. and that's not necessarily your bread and butter anymore.
Yeah.
And if you do your normal stuff, it's going to get red. Like, if you're so dominant and you're undefeated in search maps and you're like, what is it, 24-6, or their S&D records are something insane.
They're very good at search
so
and destroys.
That means the entire league is watching their search
and
as an example of how to play.
It's only a matter of time till people start reading you and catching up. I think we saw it a little bit with Optic this weekend. Thieves started to read them a little bit in the search and destroys. We talked about it frequently on the watch party.
Yep, the Fortress.
And not even just the Fortress, the Asilo as well. They were just playing into Ant was playing into them. They were just waiting for Ant to make a play, and boom, they were getting picks.
Yeah.
So, we're going to start seeing teams. We're getting to the end of the year. People are going to start taking it more serious, and, you're going to have to start switching shit up, or people are just going to counter you. Next up, I just wanted to highlight this from Optic Thieves. Just a beautiful offense out of Optic right here. They end up capping B. Or I think this is a beautiful offense if my notes are correct here. They end up capping B. They got one tick on A. We talk about how fragile control is. And one or two people drop. 2-piece, 3-piece. Look how fast it goes.
Yeah, I mean, all of Thieves just drop. And
30 seconds left in the round. Optic needs one break. You get one 2-piece. Boom. It unfolds. And this is just going to be the round. They don't even have really a chance to get back in here.
Yeah, I mean, once you get down in like 30 seconds, it's kind of like a game of search where like next wave kind of wins.
Oh, wait, no. Is this where Kenny goes big, actually? Or are my notes deceiving
No,
me?
Optic win this.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say. But boom, trades are in.
Wait, am I on Mars? No, Optic win this. Yeah,
Optic Texas win. Yeah, I was going to say.
I mean, that just comes down to Optic clutching up and getting the kills. Like, it's not like a super...
But you see how that initial break just makes it so damn chaotic, and it allows Optic to just keep coming off spawn, get the job done. On Himmelmatt, we say defense is pretty much favored because of how much we see teams win. We see how many teams win defense because of A, and boom, Optic makes a big-time play in the Himmelmatt control, and they end up taking that round. I just wanted to point that out. Next up, let's go to one that's a little bit more interesting, one that people might people might cringe watching this one just a little bit. We got to bring it up. It was one of the most crazy plays of the weekend. It's the MAC 1v1. And this is basically a Seattle tournament ender.
I mean, yeah.
This is to go up 5-2 in the search and destroy.
Yeah.
2v3 scenario. We're going to fast forward a little bit here. Evens out to a 2v2. Rocker, go get bombed down. Pred goes 1-for-1, and then boom, Zin. Walk me through what's happening here.
I mean, Mac is getting call-outs. So rewind it just like a couple taps, right? So at what time does sorry.
I like this play.
View.
I like this play by Pred.
Yeah.
Pred instantly gets in there and kills the guy off bomb. He's job done right here.
Okay.
So now Afro has
how much time when he hops the bomb?
He has about. Hold on. Let's
8 seconds.
Let's get it right to the millisecond. Let me take a look here.
Just pause as soon as he starts planning. Bang.
Bang. So he's planning at 8.2 seconds.
Okay, so now Mac is trying to make sure he catches him on the bomb.
Yes.
Like, he wants to kill him without any fight.
And he doesn't have dead silence.
Yeah, so he doesn't want to get caught. That's important.
He's tweaking right now. He's like, I don't have Betty. If I start sprinting right here, he hears me.
He's shooting at the dead body. So right there was kind of unfortunate because he's shooting at what he sees on his screen. That kind of reveals his position. It looks way worse than it actually was.
It does.
It wasn't. The only really bad part was him not throwing the grenade.
He's got a Semtex.
This is where it's so much easier in hindsight, and this guy's in a 1v1 on the main stage.
Yeah.
So it is so much easier from our perspective to shit on him and everybody else to be like,
Pred's losing fucking
choke. Right there, he should nade one side of the bomb, and at that point, the guy is forced to run into the grenade or run to the opposite side.
Or just eat it.
Correct.
Or he just has to eat it. And
you have to throw the nade there. That being said, like, it's competition. It is so much more intense than anybody watching at home, unless you've been in like a scenario deck understands. So I felt terrible. I mean, that series I literally had my hand in, or my head in my hands.
Heartbreaker.
Because that was heartbreaking for Seattle. Because
Seattle,
those guys are a threat.
We had Seattle going deep in the tournament, and a play like that to kind of end your tournament and take the wind out of your sails is just tough. I mean, it's tough on Mac. It's a hard that's a hard scenario to be in as a player.
Yep.
No dead silence. You know he's soundhorning you. I just think it's hard. Next up, I just wanted to highlight a couple clips from the final map of the tournament. El Asilo. You guys might not want to watch this one because obviously Optic ends up losing it. Sorry about that.
Look at all those tabs, man.
Yeah, we got a lot of tabs here. We're not going to go through all of them, obviously, because the interview ran a little bit long. But I just wanted to highlight this play. I wanted to highlight this play from Draws right here. He goes all the way around town, sneaks through, and look at this. This was a very scary, scary moment for Optic.
Pause this right now.
This was horrifying for Optic. I thought this
I have never seen this play made in a pro match.
I thought this was the end of their tournament right here.
I have never. The only similar play I've seen on this map is when on the offense, when you're trying to capture B, you go around the back hill and pinch that back hill street. I have never once.
He went all the way the fuck around.
I have never seen a player make this play, and it was an incredible play. He's
such a good play.
He's coming to his team. They're literally forced to come through mid.
They are spawning. Look where 6 just spawned. If any of us die right here, we lose the map.
Correct.
Literally, like, this is, I believe, whenever Dan, is this when Dan ends up getting a huge one that I say was just massive?
Yep.
It might be, it might not be, but yeah, you look at these kills going down. Yep, this is right here. This is where I said if Dan does not get a kill right here, we lose. If Dan gets killed right here, we lose.
Yeah.
And Dan ends up getting a big kill, but just a good play by Draws. They spawn him out deep. I wanted to highlight it. Dan gets a big kill, stays alive, allows the reinforcements to come in. Draws gets taken out. The trades are in. Extends us into a round number 5 because of that play. We end up clutching up this. But just a really good, well thought out play from Draza that I wanted to point out.
It's a play that I haven't seen made before. That's what's so cool about it. I have never seen a player push there on that side. It's always around like to capture B, never to capture A. That was dope to see.
Yeah. Not want to watch. It's the final sequence here of the tournament where Thieves end up closing it out. And I wanted to get your opinion on this. Do you think that Kyler stays a little bit too long, or do you think that his play is good? I think that he kind of gets fucked over because everybody else dies on him. Kenny gets a kill.
I can't see it right now.
Oh, Kenny gets a kill. Wait, Riley, we're on the...
There we go.
Okay. But what do you think about this sequence here?
Okay, so start it from when they go 4 down beginning. Is that where you started it?
No, this is like the beginning of it.
Okay, this is
so
the beginning.
Kenny
Okay,
streaks,
so
Envoy gets 1, bottom AC.
Number 8, Kyler pushed out white, right? He's blocking
which is a
that
great
spawn.
play. He needs to block the spawn.
So all of Optic die here.
Which puts Kyler in such a rough spot.
And these guys know Kyler's missing. So they're calming, like they're looking for him.
And honestly, we get kind of blessed here that we double spawn back B. We should not have double spawned back B right there. And whoever just spawned here should have spawned out.
Yeah. Also, I'm assuming Kyler has an SMG here like usual. Everyone's like, oh, what's he looking at? There's no one in their spawn.
Yeah.
He has an SMG. He's kind of playing his life, waiting for his teammates to either die or get killed to give him info. What he was doing there, in my opinion, was he was banking on his teammates to get at least 1 or 2 kills.
One. And they don't get
he was going
to
pinch. Instead, they get wiped twice, and it makes his play look terrible.
But if they get 1 kill, he pinches that, he could save the round for them and at least give them a little, maybe 1 extra push on the round. But since everyone dies around him, it just makes his play look like kind of slow. Maybe, granted, it was a little bit slow, but I know his thought process there. He's waiting. Good gamble. He's waiting for somebody to get at least 1. And most of the time, they're going to get at least 1 for him. Correct. So all of Thieves don't just instantly turn around and expect him behind him. So I wanted to point that out. It was an interesting sequence there at the end of the game.
He trusted his teammates like he should.
Yeah.
And most of the time it works out. Sometimes it doesn't. And when it doesn't, it's very easy in hindsight to be like, oh, this player fucked up. But when in reality, the actual thought process behind what he was doing makes sense to the players. Like it's like
it makes a whole lot of sense. Maybe, granted, it was just a little bit slow, but I know his mindset right there, what he was trying to do.
Yep.
Next up, this will be our last one. Just one more clip here. Optic, they're obviously an incredible Al-Bagra Fortress team. I want to just talk about how clean this P1 flip is off the map. Look at this. Look at this. They all spawn P5. No hesitation. All hit through stage. They get the P2 stage spawn, and then now it just comes down to kills.
Yep.
And they're going to end up making these kills. Boom. 1, 6 kills 3. He kills 1 out of hill as well, and boom, map flipped. I just wanted to give some props to Optic there for how clean that was.
Very few teams can do that, like with that type of like dominance. By the way, that is, especially versus Thieves, it's
hard to do.
Like usually you get put in the demon trap there, so that's a great sequence from them.
And I don't really think I have any other clips that we need to go through. I think those were pretty much the meatiest ones. The rest were kind of just talking about like hard point setups and stuff like that. And